Good evening once again and a very warm welcome to Rwanda Television News. My name is Gloria Mutesi. Starting us off tonight, the Senate of Rwanda has approved the drafting of an organic law governing Rwandan citizenship. This draft law that replaces the 2008 law includes expected provisions to facilitate investors and address the issue of people who have not been granted citizenship in Rwanda for a long time, especially those living near countries bordering Rwanda. In an interview with our colleague Jean-Pierre Kagabo, the Minister in the Office of the President, Uwizeye Judith, began by explaining why it was time for the organic law on citizenship to change. It's an organic law governing Rwandan nationality. The existing law came into force in 2008. You all know that since that time, a lot has changed over the years, including laws, national and international politics, which have prompted us the necessary amendments to this organic law. There are lots of changes within the law, but let me talk about the three key amendments that Rwandans need to know. The law eases nationality of Rwandan by origin. As you may know, there are two different categories of being a Rwandan national. It is either by origin or by naturalization. Under the existing law, application for nationality of Rwandan origin is similar to naturalization, which is determined by the cabinet meeting. But time has come to change the way one applies for nationality of Rwandan origin and make it easy for whoever wants it. They will apply for nationality of Rwandan origin, and the Rwanda Directorate General of Immigration and Emigration will be the one to determine that and inform the civil registrar of the applicant's area of residence for recording. The second amendment seeks to ease naturalization of people with special talents or those who are deemed essential in nation building. This may include investors or people with unique skills and talents. This is part of national development strategy, which includes attracting investment and capacity building in general. The third component of the new organic law comes to address the long-standing issue of naturalizing foreigners who have been residing in Rwanda for many years for various reasons, including economic, political, or any other reasons, and cannot move back to their countries of origin. We believe that under the new organic law, such people can apply for Rwandan nationality as long as they qualify under such provision and can be accepted as legal citizens. On the issue of the residents along Akanyaru border complaining over delayed naturalization, the law seeks to facilitate those kinds of residents to acquire nationality. We've been working and following that issue closely, and we hope this new law, once passed by the Senate and promulgated in the official gazette, will allow those people to apply for Rwandan nationality and be given Rwandan citizenship. In other news, the Minister of Education has told Parliament that a digitalized filing system is going to be created for the dossiers of teachers in order to avoid the sort of mismanagement practices that have been seen over the years when it comes to their matters. Sessionary has more.
Valentine Wamaria made the announcement while answering questions pertaining to issues cited by the 2019-2020 report of the Public Service Commission that cited serious irregularities when it comes to teachers in public schools, from some of them hired illegally, with others without dossiers or just partially completed, all of which mean the government losing money if any litigations were to be brought up. When dossiers are incomplete, you as an employer will always have difficulties fulfilling your responsibilities towards the employee so that they in turn can carry out their duties properly. That is why we ask that those dossiers be completed in no more than 3 months and all teachers across the country are properly monitored and any deserving of horizontal promotions get them. Other issues found included teachers without appointment letters or even proof of the proper academic qualifications to do their jobs. There are also some teachers who never signed performance contracts for their trial periods, were never officially given the job, did not get horizontal promotions, teachers that were transferred to other schools without the proper documents authorizing the move, and shockingly, teachers that retired but were never given a pension. A digitalized approach to managing such matters is being seen as a solution to all this and more. The reason for all this was due to the fact that we were doing it manually without a system to help us. We are now looking to digitalize all of it. For example, there were cases of a person applying for jobs in 4 or 5 different districts, and it was very difficult to track such a development. With technology, the system will not allow the same person to apply in 2 different districts because it will recognize that it is a person already registered. Another matter is the way schools are being run from day to day. We are talking to the Ministry of Local Government to draw up a framework of managing such issues so that the matter of teachers without all the required documents or other necessities is eliminated once and for all. Teachers are now being urged to ensure that their dossiers are complete before the next round of checkups. What was most prominent was those without the required documents. Anyone aware that they have documents missing from their dossiers should quickly move to address this. Officials from the Ministry of Local Government present stressed that such incidents of employees working under such circumstances should no longer be tolerated. Figures indicate that as many as 1,566 teachers in 11 districts out of 23,617 in a survey were found not to have dossiers. 1,149 of them teaching in secondary schools and the remaining 317 in primary ones, that is 6.6%. Up to 33.2% of teachers in Nyagatare district were found not to have dossiers and 15.2% in Nyamagabe. 8,813 teachers or 37.3% of the 23,617 surveyed were found to have partially complete dossiers and 4,087 or 17.3% without appointment letters.
Now, 2 days after Kigali's second total lockdown was lifted, people operating businesses in the city center far away from home say they are having trouble finding a place to eat during the day because restaurants only are allowed to provide takeaway services. Ungari Jade has more.
Anti-COVID-19 regulations released for 8 to 22nd February allowed businesses to open at a 30% capacity, private and public transportation to move freely within Kigali, and restaurants to only operate through delivery and pickup. This is after a 3-week lockdown aimed at reducing the spread of COVID-19. Some people are saying it is difficult to adjust to the no dining in option for restaurants. As you can see, I have come from home to pick up my order and take it back home. This is good because it aims at reducing the spread of COVID-19 while still providing us with services. It is also necessary since the numbers of infected people increased. This is difficult since our homes are located in the outskirts of Kigali, while we eat and work in Kigali city. Since the restaurants are only offering pickup, we spend the day without eating and eat only at night. All the restaurants near our homes are closed as well. Where would a motor driver be able to eat from since no restaurant is allowed to dine in? Tomorrow morning, I will come into work, and if there are no customers, I will head home at noon. Everyone says there is no money, and that is why people are not moving so much. The issue of food costs is compounded by the fact that it is packaged and delivered by restaurant owners and providers. They too say they are working in difficult times. Our concerns are customers that arrive and inform us that they do not pay for pickup or delivery. They continue to tell us that they come to restaurants for the dine-in experience. Customers also point out the increase in pickup and delivery prices. However, we are confident with time, things will go back to normal. There are people that come and we give them takeaway. They ask us where they are going to eat since they cannot eat at their workplace. We give some people plates and they eat in their cars. Restaurant owners and workers are patiently waiting for the updated COVID-19 regulations to be released on the 13th. They will be informed whether dining in is allowed or the previous regulations still stand. Mngari Jade, RTV News.
Thanks very much, Ngadi Jed. Now, the government of Rwanda, in partnership with the United Nations Development Programme, has acquired 3 disinfecting robots worth 210 million Rwanda francs to help boost the country's fight against the pandemic. In Gasabo district, health workers have been provided with equipment that will help them detect respiratory problems in order to prevent COVID-19 infections. Gabi Muvunyi now reports.
There are more than 400 workers across the country who are employed to spray disinfectant on areas that are easily contaminated. Now, with the arrival of the new robots, this job will be done faster and more effective in destroying germs that are usually missed during manual cleaning. This will now reduce the infection rates for patients and healthcare workers. Jules Kamugunga, a technician at Nyarugenge Hospital, says the robots do the job in a shorter time and more efficient. Maxwell Gomera, the UNDP representative, says the robots are valued at 210 million Rwandan francs, and the organization will continue to work with Rwanda in the fight against the pandemic.
These robots represent yet another story of the power of innovation and hope that is alive in Rwanda, ensuring that our society thrives through this new challenge. Despite the darkness of the past year, there have been signs of hope, including from robotic science. And today, at UNDP Rwanda, we are very pleased to partner with the Ministry of ICT and Innovation to deploy 3 UVC robots that will be used to disinfect treatment centers, public places, and reduce the spread of COVID-19 virus.
This is the second time the country will be deploying robots, in addition to the 5 that were issued in May 2020, which are used to measure the temperature and share information and preventive measures against COVID-19. The Director General of RBC says the robots have come to support a large number of people who have been working tirelessly during this pandemic.
We have more than 400 infection prevention control teams spraying chlorine and other products, cleaning rooms and desks, and wherever we see a positive case, we send teams to clean people's houses. But now, all those people can do other work. These machines are going to do it faster, quickly, safer, efficiently, environmentally okay, and getting maybe more even better results, because they can do it faster and you're sure about the outcome. So the other good thing is that they are not only for COVID. These are not COVID disinfection UV robots. They can be used for tuberculosis cleaning rooms. They can be used in ambulances. After one patient has left, you want to make sure there's no risks for the second one. They can be used in places where people are gathering massively before and after, like airports. They can be used in hospitals, in offices. So they are mobile. This is multitask cleaning army that is just in one device.
As part of the efforts to fight the COVID-19 pandemic, the chairperson of the Joint Action Development Forum, JAF, in Gasabo District, on Tuesday delivered 73 medical equipment to help determine the level of oxygen in COVID-19 patients, to avoid the cases of some dying abruptly when complications arise. Healthcare workers in the district will be the ones to use this equipment. If there is any interpretation they need on the readings, they can call the doctor for clarification and get immediate advice. If need be, the doctor can come and attend to the patient physically. Kigali Mayor thanked shareholders in Gasabo District for the efforts to raise about 2 million Rwandan francs for the purchase of the equipment and assured that it will help save the lives of many. Gabi Muvunyi for RTV.
Also in the news today, officials in the Rwanda Land Management and Use Authority have again urged people against buying plots that are being disputed over, saying they risk losing all their money. This comes as complaints have continued over the problems people encounter after buying land. Stationery has the details.
In addition to the fact that a person may very well buy a plot of land they did not know was entangled in legal disputes, there is also the possibility that they may pay a person they think are the owners of the land when they really are not. Conmen have come up with a strategy of stealing what is not theirs. A person may have problems with a bank and decide to liquidate their assets, and the unfortunate individual who buys them finds themselves in a world of trouble. People should know that we have a system up and running that they can access and check such things. Sometimes they buy land that has been marked as being tangled up in disputes. An example of this would be the 35 families in Rwanda district that bought land being disputed over, and now it has been 6 years since the court ruled that those supposed to inherit it do so and divide it accordingly, so that the people who bought the portions of the land are given land deeds, but nothing has been done. We bought the land thinking the land deed had been issued, but it turned out it was just a court ruling because the land was being disputed for. The ruling says all parties involved should have their allocated lots of inheritance, and I do not know why it is not being implemented. They would tell us all to buy, and that is what we did, saying the land deed exists and that someone would help us to transfer ownership. In the end, we could not find that individual. Our worry is that the land deeds are still not in our names, and the government can come at any time and take the plots back, and all the money we paid would go to waste. The Director General of the Rwanda Land Management and Use Authority has stressed that people should stay clear of land that is involved in litigation, because you never know what the ruling will be, and that the quick transfer of ownership following a transaction always helps in the long run, as opposed to just waiting and hoping everything works itself out. It's not proper. If something is involved in a court case, you can never tell what the judge will decide on the matter. After all, you will not make the ruling, and in the end, you could lose the land you paid for. We are therefore urging people to avoid buying such land because they usually end up losing their money. Also, they should hurry to the notary's office. If the land deed is not in your name, then it is not your land. You should not buy land and wait 2 or 3 months before the deed is transferred to you, because you do not know what will happen during that period. We have notaries in every sector of the country, and any one of them can make the transfer provided all documents are in order. The last land survey found more than 11.5 million plots of land countrywide, with 86.8% properly registered to the people claiming to own them. The remaining 13.2% of the plots with land deeds issues have been registered under the government until the people claiming to be the rightful owners produce the necessary documents legally proving their claims.